Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Okay, first of all, I want to apologize for my late video. And today I'm going to start with Surah Fatiha. First of all, I'm going to talk about Ayat 1 and then go in a consecutive order till 7. Okay, so there's a few things I want to say, and it's not going to be long. It's just like a few points I want to say about the first ayah of Surah Fatiha. First of all, we know that Surah Fatiha is the heart of the prayer. And we know that it's the most fundamental, like one of the most fundamental parts in Salah. And basically, we know the hadith of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the hadith Qudsi, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that the Surah Fatiha is divided between me and my slave. So we know it has significance. And basically, the first thing I want to talk about is the word hamd. And basically, the word hamd is made up of two things. However, we only know it as one. Hamd consists of gratitude and praise. So that's gratitude and praise. And even though when we read the translations, what we see is all praise is due to Allah, is not actually the same as all praise and gratitude is due to Allah. It's for Allah, sorry. Because praise and gratitude are two independent words. They're independent of each other. And gratitude is basically an action. So basically, if you give me something, I am grateful for it. I'm grateful for whatever you've given me. So it's an action, and I show a gesture of gratitude. Whereas praise is something sincere, and even though I can say the praise, I can sincerely praise you in my heart. So the word hamd is basically a genuine feeling that you have. Okay, so there's an example I want to use to explain this, and basically this is an example. This is a great prophet of Allah, who's Ibrahim, and Ibrahim alayhi salam was basically a prophet we know who struggled for the sake of Allah with his father. Even though Ibrahim was grateful for his father, they had a father, Ibrahim alayhi salam did not praise his father. He was grateful but did not praise. Another example is Musa alayhi salam. Musa alayhi salam was praised by Fir'aun. When Musa came back to Fir'aun and had to and he was ordered to tell Fir'aun about the message of Tawheed, about one God, Fir'aun mentioned the favours that he had upon Musa when he was young, that he took him in as a child and took care of him in his palace. However, Musa had acknowledged those favours, but he had never ever praised Fir'aun. He was grateful to Fir'aun for what he had done to him, but he had never ever praised him. So that's two different meanings and two different fundamental aspects. So the word hamd is basically the word praise is not equal to the word gratitude, and also that the word hamd is basically sincere. In its nature, is sincere, and it's for the living. And we know Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the all living; He doesn't die. And also, what I wanted to say is the word we say Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not introduce Himself first, but when He does introduce Himself, He introduces Himself as Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, as we know, has 99 names. Out of those 99 names, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chose Allah. And basically, one of the reasons for this could be is basically if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala introduced Himself as Ar-Rahman, and He said all praises for the merciful, that could lead to confusion. So, and then also it can lead to confusion. Who is the most merciful? Whereas Allah, we know who Allah is, and Arabs in that time also knew Allah as Allah. Even though they did shirk with Allah, they knew Allah as Allah. And also, if I say all praise is due to, for example, I do another example, the wise, Al-Hakim, or I do Rahim. If I say all praise is due to the most merciful, I'm only appreciating that one aspect, that one name of Allah. Whereas if I say all praise is due to Allah, it encompasses all Allah's names and all Allah's attributes. Whereas if I say all praise is for the merciful, I'm only appreciating Allah for His mercy, but not for His wisdom, not for anything else. So it can lead to confusion, which one of the reasons why that name specifically the word Allah could have been used. And the last thing I wanted to say is basically, if you understand this one ayah, if you understand this one specific ayah, then you kind of understand what Islam is. And the reason why I'm saying this is because this ayah basically says all praise and gratitude is for Allah, the Lord of Alameen. if I understand that Allah is my master and I am the slave, then automatically I enslave myself to Allah, with the orders of Allah. And if I do this, then automatically I'm humbling myself, and I'm putting myself below and humbling myself to the ground. So automatically I'm going to obey all Allah's orders. And not just orders, commands as well. So those are the few points I wanted to say about Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Inshallah, next video I'll talk about Rahman and Rahim and why those two names are specifically used. So Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.